In this video, we're going to be going through arithmetic or linear sequences and their graphs. So let's have a look at the first example. So a gym has the following fees: a membership fee of €50 and then a €10 cost per visit. So using this information, we need to complete the following table. So this is easy enough. So if there's no visits, you have to pay the membership fee, which is €50. Then for one visit after that, so the total will be 60, then 70. So you can see I'm just adding on 10 every time. 80, 90, 100, and 110. So now, part B now, we need to plot this information on a graph. So you can see I plotted it here. So you can see the number of visits is along the x-axis here. And the y-axis then is the cost. And you can see how I've plotted, so the 0 and the 50, the 1 and the 60, 2 and the 70, 3 and the 80. So the coordinates in the brackets there, so you don't have to write out the coordinates, okay? I'm just showing you here how I got all of those answers. So you do not have to do that when you're doing this question yourself. Okay, part C then was a question, is the graph in direct proportion? And we need to explain the answer. So for a graph to be in direct proportion, it must go through the origin, which is 0, 0. So on your graph, it's here, 0, 0. And this graph is not in direct proportion, as the graph does not go through the origin. Now, part D, we need to find the slope of the graph and explain what it means in the context of the question. Okay, so if you're a bit unsure of slope, it could be a good idea to watch my other video on slopes, okay, which could be a bit of a help, but I'll go through it now anyway. So to find your slope, so I'm going to pick 2 points where the graph crosses corners and draw a triangle. So I can pick here and here. So I can see there, so I'm going across 1 unit, and then I'm going from 50 up to 60, so that's 10. And then for slope, that is given as rise over your run. So rise is up or down. So we can see the rise in this one is going to be 10. We've got a run of 1. So 10 divided by 1 is going to be 10. So our slope in this question is 10. And then we have to say what it means in the context of the question. So we can see that 10 represents the cost per visit. So €10 is the cost per visit. Okay, part E then, we need to find a formula Tn to represent the cost of going to the gym. So this is finding the general term of a linear sequence, which you know how to do, except for this one, okay, we won't start at 0, we're going to start at 1. So I can see it's going up in tens. So that means Tn straight away is going to equal 10n. And then to go from our difference, which is 10, to the first term, which is 60, that is plus 50. So our general term is going to equal 10n plus 50. If you want to test that, so if I subbed in 0 into this, 10 times 0 is 0, plus 50 will get us this term. Let's say the fifth term, if I subbed in 5, 10 times 5 is 50, 50 plus 50 will get us 100. So now for part F, how much will 50 visits to the gym cost? So that's finding the 50th term. So we'll have 10 times 50 plus 50. So that's going to equal €550. Okay, let's have a look at another example. So 2 taxi companies have the following fees. Company A has a fixed charge of €2 plus €1.50 per kilometre. Company B has no fixed charge but charges €2 per kilometre. And we need to complete the following tables and represent the charges of each company on a graph, using the x-axis for the distance and the y-axis for the cost. Okay, so for A, so it's a fixed charge of €2 plus €1.50 per kilometre. So if there's a 0 distance done, that's still going to be a cost of €2. And then every 150 per kilometre, so let's add on 150 now. So we'll have 350, and just keep adding 150 now. So we'll have 5, we'll have 650, now we'll have €8. For B then, that's no fixed charge, but charges €2 per kilometre. So the cost initially is just going to be 0. So for 1 kilometre, that'll be 2, then 4, 6, and 8. Okay, so then plotting this. So for the first one, I'll do B. So starting at 0, 0, then 1, 2, 2, 4, 3, 6, and then 4, 8. So then draw that. Make sure you use a ruler when you do this. Okay, now I'm going to do A. So 0, 2 starts here. Then 1 and 350 be here. 2 and 5 here. 3 and 650 around here. 4 then and 8. So again, if you have a ruler, make sure you're using it. Go through those points. Okay, so let's see the questions now that are going to come with this. Okay, so part 1 there, we need to find the slope of B and state what it means in the context of the question. So I'll just label here. So the purple one there, that is A. And then you can see the green one then is B. So it's the slope of B is what we're trying to find. So let's pick 2 points for across as corners. So we're going to go from here and here. So that's the easiest way to do that one. So I can see now, so it goes across 2 and up 3. So that will be a rise over run. And the rise is 3 and the run is 2. So that's equal to 1.5. Then we need to state what it means in the context of the question. So if the slope is 1.5, that will be the price per kilometre. Okay, so now part 2, we need to form a general formula Tn for both A and B. Now, just like the previous one, I'm going to start from 1. Okay, I'm not going to start from the 0. So I'm going to put a line through those. Now, for A, so we can see it's going up by 1.5 every time. So straight away, for A, we'll have Tn is equal to 1.5n. Then, to get from 1.5 to the first term, which is 3.5, that's plus 2. So our formula will be Tn equals 1.5n plus 2. And if you wanted to check that, if you subbed in 0, 1.5 times 0 is just 0 plus 2. That would get us this term here. If you subbed in 1, you get 3.5. If you subbed in 4, you'd get 8. Okay, then for B then, so this is going up in 2's. So then Tn is equal to 2n. Then to go from 2 to the first term of 2 is just 0. So that just stays as it is. So the general formula for that will just be 2n. Now, part 3 then, how much would 20 kilometers cost in both companies? So for A, I'm going to sub 20 into that one. So 1.5 times 20 plus 2. And that is equal to €32. Now for B, so 20th term, let's sub in 20 instead of n. So we'll have 2 times 20, and that's going to equal €40. So a lot more expensive, company B. Now, last question then, we're asked which graph is in direct proportion and why. So we clearly see that that is going to be B because it crosses the origin. So for y, so it crosses the origin is 0, 0. So that's why b is in direct proportion. Okay, and that's it.